In this tutorial, I will show you how to perform a default monitor calibration. This calibration procedure will have to be adapted according to the make and model of your computer monitor, as well as the computer specs and operating system. On the disk, we've included a monitor calibration folder, which contains the calibration image and the QPhoto Frontier 570 profile. This profile must only be used for monitor calibration purposes and not as a working color profile. Before we start, please take note of the following. Always calibrate your monitor during the day. This eliminates interference from external light sources. All hard copy prints reflect light, like the calibration print that we will be using later on. Investigate your computer hardware. If you have a graphics card installed, you will need to change the graphics card color settings to custom. You must have Adobe Photoshop installed on your computer, enabling you to use the provided color profile. Let's begin. Windows automatically embeds a sRGB profile. We will need to remove all previously installed profiles and reset the monitor before we start with the calibration. To determine whether there are any system profiles installed, right-click on your computer desktop and from the context menu, choose Properties. The Display Properties window opens. Click on the Settings tab at the top of the window and then click on the Advanced button at the bottom here. Select the Color Management tab. These settings let you select the default color profile for your monitor. This affects the color that your monitor displays. Any item listed in this window here must be removed. Once you've removed all the items, click on the Apply button to commit the changes made to your system. Then click OK to close the window. In order for you to reset your monitor, you will need to make use of the buttons located on the monitor itself. Unfortunately, we cannot show you this process as it cannot be captured live. To access these options, press the menu button on your monitor. Here you will need to reset all the special features pertaining to your monitor color or to either normal, default, or off, as well as reset your monitor. The reset function will be in one of the sub-menus or a menu on its own. We can now load the QPhoto Frontier 570 profile. There are two ways of doing this. Open the monitor calibration folder on the disk. Right-click on the profile and from the context menu choose Install Profile. If you do not have the right-click option, follow these steps. Copy the profile, then double-click the My Computer icon on your desktop. Then Local Disk C, Windows, System 32, Spool, Drivers, Color. Right-click and paste from the context menu. The profile is now loaded on your system. Now it is time to move over to Adobe Photoshop. Open the calibration image, included in the monitor calibration folder on the disk. In the top toolbar, click on Edit, and then Assign Profile. Select the QPhoto Frontier 570 profile previously loaded from the drop-down list. Toggle the Preview button to view the already visible changes to your monitor. Click the OK button to commit the changes. We can now apply the final changes to Adobe Photoshop. Click on Edit in the top toolbar and then Color Settings from the context menu. In the Color Settings window, click on More Options. We will only apply changes to the conversion options and advanced controls. In the conversions options, leave the engine option on the default setting, recommended for most users. Change the intent option to perceptual. In the Advanced Controls section, select the Desaturate Monitor Colors By option and change the percentage to 10. You always have the option to toggle the Preview button to view the effect of the changes you made. Click OK to exit the screen. In the DVD case, we included a monitor calibration image. Hold the printed image next to your monitor and compare it with the calibration image currently open in Adobe Photoshop. Return to the Color Settings menu on your monitor. Adjust the brightness, contrast, and RGB settings until the color of the calibration image on your monitor matches the printed image in your hand, taking into consideration that perception is dependent on the person viewing it. Once you've completed this step, the calibration process is complete. Your screen will appear different to what it was prior to calibration. There is a way in which you can view your file to see what the end product will look like. Ensure that the calibration image is still open in Adobe Photoshop. Click on View in the top toolbar, and from the context menu, Proof Setup. And from there, select Custom. In the drop-down menu next to Device to Simulate, select the QPhoto Frontier 570 profile. After selecting the desired profile, enable the Preserve RGB number option, then click on OK. Hold down the Control key on your keyboard and toggle the Y key to view the difference. You will now have an idea of what your final product will look like once printed. The Proof function has no effect on your calibration setting. It is merely there for viewing purposes. Thank you for calibrating your screen. You will now have a better printed result at QPhoto.